Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
My throat is not good, but I'll just continue. Okay. 137, 18th chapter. Ravindra Sachipatra Prabhu, if I am able to continue, I'll do it. Or you continue the class after I complete.
Mataji,
There is a,
Hare
yeah,
Krishna. Yeah, Dandavat Pranam.
yeah, I'll continue till the extent I can speak. If I'm not, then you should continue. I think
Okay.
today Satyabhama is not there.
Okay, Mataji.
ये मत अद्वैतादि प्रभु रे देखिया कृष्ण प्रेम सिंधु माझे बोले न भाषिया. As Advaita and other devotees saw the Lord in this way, they floated in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. So Krishna is appearing now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He dresses like Lakshmi. He takes the mood of Lakshmi. He appears like Rukmini. So everyone is thus bewildered by seeing this wonderful form. They are floating in ecstasy. Advaita, they're all devotees. They're so happy to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and dancing in the mood of Lakshmi. He's taking the mood of Radharani and also dancing. Jagat Janani Bhave Nache Vishwambara Samaya Uchita Gita Gaya Anuj. So as Vishwambar danced in the mood of the mother of the universe, his followers sang appropriate songs. Lakshmi is mother of the universe. Rukmini is mother of the universe. Radharani is mother of the universe. So same Radharani appears as Rukmini. Same Radharani appears as Lakshmi. Everyone emanates from Srimati Radharani. So taking the mood of mother of the universe was so wonderful. Hena dadhaita dadhaite keha nare kona jana kon prakrutira bhave nache narayana. No one was certain in which concert's mood Lord Narayana was dancing. So which concert? Is it Narayana's concert, Krishna's Dwarka concert, or Krishna's Vrindavan concert? Akaino balaye dvija Krishna ki aila thakana bhujiye yena vidarbhera bala. So when he inquired, "O Brahmana, has Krishna come?" It was understood, oh yes, he was in the mood of a young lady of Vidarbha. So it all depended on what conversation or what speech Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "Has Krishna come?" then everybody could analyze, this is the mood of Rukmini, like Dharvi. The phrase Vidarbhena Bala refers to Rukmini, the daughter of King of Vidarbha. As Rukmini inquired from the Brahmana after his return from delivering her letter to Krishna, Mahaprabhu, being absorbed in the mood of Rukmini, made a similar inquiry. नयने आनंद धारे देखिए यखने मूर्तिमती गंगा ये न बुझिए थकना. When the devotees saw tears of ecstasy flow from his eyes, they considered him to be the Ganga personified. So now suddenly he is taking the mood of Ganga. At the time the tears are flowing, immediately they could realize, acha, now Lord has taken the mood of Ganga. भावावेशे यखनवा अट्ट हासे महाचंडी है न सबे मुझे न प्रकाशे. So when he started laughing loudly, attahasa, immediately they could understand, he has taken the mood of Mahachandi. धलिया धलिया प्रभु नाचाई एखने साक्षात रेवती ये न कादंबरी पाने. So when the Lord staggered about while dancing, he appeared just like Revati after she had drunk some intoxicating beverage, wife of Baladev. Baladev drinks intoxicating beverage and feeds in Revati. So sometimes when in the stage, on the stage, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staggering while dancing, immediately all could realize, yes, he has taken the mood of Revati. If you go to Guruvayur, there every day in the evening after the deities are closed, after the Shayanarti, outside you have dance performance. This time whoever are coming to the Guruvayur Yatra will sit at night till 12 o'clock, 12:30, the dance goes. How will you understand which mood who has taken? Just by their actions. Sometimes you'll feel, oh, Rukmini has come. Sometimes you will analyze, oh, this is Satyabhama who has come. Just by actions, no talks. Music will be going on, but just by the actions, you can understand which mood the character has taken. The actor has come in which character. That can be understood. क्षणे बोले चलत बढ़ाई याई वृंदावने गोकुल सुंदरी भावे भुजिए ठाकानी. Another time when he said, come dear lady, dear old lady, let us go to Vrindavan. They understood he was the mood of a beautiful girl from Gokul. So when he sat for meditation in the Virasana posture, everyone saw him as the goddess of millions of mystic perfections. विरासने क्षणे प्रभु वसे ध्यान करे सबे देखे यन महाकोटि योगेश्वर. So from here now, Sachiputra Prabhu, please continue. Ravindra Sachiputra Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, continue. I'll just leave the group.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. 18.146 continuation. अनंत ब्रह्मांडे यत निज शक्ति आचे सकल प्रकाशे प्रभु रुक्मिणी रे काचे. अनंत ब्रह्मांडे यत निज शक्ति आचे सकल प्रकाशे प्रभु रुक्मिणी रे काचे कचे. So as the Lord danced in the dress of Rukmini, so here we see that the Lord is taking different moods and different expansions. Like all we know that when Lord comes, he brings the entire entourage into him. But then, although the entire entourage is within Lord, he will depict only he will depict that particular expansion as per the time, place, and circumstances, and as per the mood taken. So hence we are seeing here that different moods of the Lord which are being taken are actually he is exhibiting the expansions which are included into his entourage. He can expand in one, or he can expand and take the mood of another one, or he can expand and take the mood of 2 or 10 or 20 or the entire entourage, like we have seen in the Leelas, that how Yadus and all they come and then all those Yadus expand and all that. Since Rukmini is the fountainhead of all energies, of course she is the fountainhead of all energies, Radharani. She is the origin of all manifested consorts. Now, all the consorts in the universe, they flow from Srimati Radharani. All the direct expansions and expansions of that expansions. So expansion and expansions of the expansions of that fountainhead manifest within the 14 worlds in female forms. Here we are talking of female forms. Of course, male, female is one. There is no male and there is no female, but here we are talking of female forms in the spiritual aspect to enact the pastimes of serving Krishna's various manifestations, his personal expansions and separated expansions. So like we know, there are different kinds of expansions of Krishna, the Prakasha form, etc. And therefore it is said here, his personal expansions. There are of course Vibhutis also of Krishna and separated expansions. And as Lord danced in the dress of the Rukmini, so that is the expansion which he has taken. Then there is another point in this Rukmini. Just a second. Yeah, that's all. Okay, we go to the next one. व्यपादेश महाप्रभु शिखाय सबारे पाछे मोरस शक्ति उन जने निंदा करे. The Lord manifested this pastime to check everyone from criticizing his energies or consorts. Like there may have been people who must be criticizing certain expansions of the Lord. कि ये भगवान नहीं है, ये तो, so therefore, when the Lord is performing this pastimes, so he is teaching everyone that this particular expansion is flowing from me only. Therefore, you have to respect these expansions. The Mayavadi philosophy, which denies the potency of the absolute truth, is based on mundane conceptions. Mundane conceptions here means on the philosophical speculations. That means the using logic, mental logic, material logic. There are two types of logic. One is material logic and one is spiritual logic. So here the mundane conceptions refers to the material logic. Of course, there are spiritual logics also, but then that is a deep meaning. By accepting the potencies of Lord Vishnu as equal to the potencies of Rudra, by accepting the potencies of Lord Vishnu as equal to the potencies of Rudra, the impersonalists reject the concept of potency. That is those in that 10 offenses it comes not to consider Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma as equal to Vishnu. That same thing over here, that what Lord Vishnu is being equal to the potencies of Rudra. Lord Vishnu is not to be potency of Lord Vishnu not to be considered as equal to or greater than Lord potency of Lord Rudra and Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma is not to be considered as greater than the potency of Lord Vishnu. That we have learned in the 10 offenses. Persons who follow the philosophy of material variegatedness recognize the mother of all universes and living entities and the enchantress of Mahesha, that is Lord Shiva, as the predominating deity of material happiness and distress and attributes faults on her, so that no one would blaspheme the internal potency by considering her non-different from the external potency. Shri Gaura Sundar enacted the pastimes of Rukmani just to reveal to all living entities that the energy and energetic are non-different. Very important line. Reveal to all living entities that the energy and the energetic are non-different. एते चाम शकला पुंसा कृष्णा सु भगवान स्वयं इंद्रारी वाक्युलम लोकम युगे युगे 148 लौकिक वैदिक यत किछु कृष्ण शक्ति सबारस समाने हय कृष्ण दृढ़ भक्ति. By respecting the universal and transcendental energies of Krishna, one's devotion to Krishna has become fixed. Everything is Krishna. Everything is Krishna. By accepting the universal and transcendental energies of Krishna means that those which is related to Krishna, though that which by keeping Krishna in the center. But anything you worship without keeping Krishna in center, then the devotion to Krishna becomes multi-branch. But if you do it with by keeping Krishna in center, then the devotion becomes fixed. That is the when you draw a circle and you put a dot in between the circle. So that's point, that dot, that point between on the circle is Krishna, and everything else is revolving around Krishna. So therefore, in our life also practically, we should do everything by keeping Krishna in the center, and therefore we will get fixed into Krishna consciousness. We should have single resoluteness, one fixed focus. Sirf Krishna hi Krishna, ye bhi Krishna, wo bhi Krishna, everything Krishna. But when you have multi-branch focus like material people have, they want to do this also, they want to do that also, they want to do material, spiritual, both together, then that becomes unfixed towards Krishna. Commentary. By respecting Krishna's energies that are present within the 14 worlds and his transcendental energies that are described in the Vedas. So here the energies of the Krishna in this line is explaining that all the energies, whether it is in the material world, 14 world means material universe, or his transcendental energies that are in the Vedas means that are in the spiritual world. Because Vedas are coming out from the breath of Krishna, and Vedas, they come out intact. Vedas, in the beginning when there is a creation, the Vedas are coming out intact. Now Krishna is so merciful that not only has he given a perfect creation, of course it is the inferior energy like us who exploit mother's nature, and then we shift the entire energy pattern. As you know that we have learned, and there is a saying that everything is balanced when Krishna creates something. It's a perfect creation, but we exploit nature, mother nature, and therefore we imbalance the whole thing. We are digging oil wells. We are digging under the earth. We are laying down pipes for traveling of the oils from one country to another country or from one place to another place. So we are creating imbalance into the Mother Earth. And because of this imbalance in the Mother Earth is bearing, tolerating. But then there comes a time when she shakes, and this leads to that tsunamis and all this stuff. So therefore it is said, sorry, therefore it is said that if a, a flap of a butterfly 3,000 kilometers away or more, because the radius of the earth is how much, some 12,000 or something. So a flap of a butterfly, say at one end of the equator, say 12,000 kilometers, can create a tsunami 12,000 kilometers on the other side. How a butterfly is flapping, okay? So one flap of the butterfly can create a tsunami in the other end of the other end of the earth, which is 12,000 kilometers away, just by the flapping. It's a very mysterious thing, how this can happen, but this can happen. There is an explanation to it, but we will not go into that explanation. So therefore, we are reading by respecting Krishna's energies, that are, see how the Krishna's energies is there. एक flap करवा दिया कृष्णा ने एक butterfly को, और उसकी वजह से सुनामी हो गया 12,000 किलोमीटर दूर. It is possible. It has been also explained materially and scientifically. By respecting Krishna's energies that are present within the 14 worlds and his transcendent energies that are described in the Vedas. So here I was talking about Vedas. Vedas are coming out of the breath of Krishna, and they are coming out intact. The four Vedas, Rig Veda, Samaveda. First it comes out as Yajur Veda, and then Srila Vasudeva is divided into Rig Veda, Yajur, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. Now these Vedas, why Krishna is emitting from his mouth? Krishna has already created a perfect creation, but then he is creating these Vedas because he is very merciful. Why? Because through these Vedas, everything is coming. Vedas are consisting of 1 billion verses, I think 100 crore verses. And out of that, they say 2 or 3 or 4% is existing today. Why? Because only that much is required for Kali. If all 1 billion verses come in Kali, people will get more confused. Vyasdev will have to write a very big Srimad Bhagavatam then, and very big, more Puranas. But only 3-4%, that much is coming. That much is required for the Kali people to understand and to comprehend and to practice. So Krishna is so merciful that he is emitting the Vedas by the breath in the beginning of the creation only. वो क्या बोलते हैं, देख मैं तुम लोग को creation दिया, और living entities, material living entities, उसके साथ मेरी मर्सी लियो वेदास के फॉर्म में. ये वेदास में छुपा हुआ है वो रहस्य, by which you can come back to me. So therefore, with the creation, he also not creates, he emits the Vedas from his mouth. So merciful he is. He doesn't say मैं अभी creation बना रहा हूँ और मैं वेदास बाद में दूंगा. नहीं, दोनों simultaneously हो जाता है. Just so we should take advantage of the Vedas. We cannot take advantage because we don't know the shlokas, we cannot understand. Then comes the Upanishads. The Upanishads also tough. Then comes the Puranas. Yes, we can go into for Puranas, Itihasas. That is the Ramayana, Mahabharata. We can learn from them, and that's what we are doing today. Rather than considering the universal energies of Krishna as mundane, one should consider them transcendental and pray to them for devotional service to Krishna. Very nice statement. Rather than considering the universal energies of Krishna as mundane, one should consider them as transcendental and pray to them. But in Maya, we don't do that. Rather than seeing the energies of Krishna mentioned in the Vedas as mundane, if one respects them as maid servants of the gopis. So here, the personification of the Vedas are being depicted. The Vedas are being personified as maid servants of the gopis. Then one's devotion to Krishna becomes strengthened. So when you are learning these Puranas, Itihasas, Vedas, etc., think them to be persons. They are all maid servants of the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani. Worship them. Worship every verse. Every verse belongs to one particular person, a spiritual person. So when you recite a verse, that spiritual person which is representing that verse, say 1.1.1, वो वाले आके आपके सामने खड़े हो जाते हैं. You pay obeisance to them, you pay respect to the verse, and you learn the verse accordingly. Next one, 149. देवद्रोह करीले कृष्ण रे बड़ा दुख गण सह कृष्ण पूजा करीले से सुख. Krishna is unhappy when the demigods are offended. Now, why Krishna is unhappy when the demigods are offended? We say that we should not Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharma Parityaja Mameka Sharam Pradya. Don't go for the demigods. Just come to me and worship me. And here we are saying he becomes happy when the demigods are offended. Yes, he is not saying here that you worship the demigod. He is saying that you respect the demigod. Now, there are various types of worship of demigods also. One or two of them I will inform now. You can worship the demigods as demigods. ठीक है? अरे ये Lord Indra है, ये वायु है, ये Varuna है, ये you worship them. Then what will happen? You will go, if one who worships such in such a way, he goes to the planet of that particular demigod as his destination. Another form of worship of demigods is you worship the demigod from Adhistan point of view. Now, what is this Adhistan point of view? You worship them as Krishna sitting in their heart. So you worship Lord Shiva with Krishna sitting as in his heart. That Lord Krishna, you worship Lord Shiva as Krishna sitting in his heart, and Lord Shiva is the best of the Vaishnava. So this is another form of. So this will not lead you to the planet of Lord Shiva, but this will lead you to the planet of Golok. According to the demigods, Krishna is unhappy when the demigods are offended. So Krishna doesn't want demigods to be offended. He wants the demigods to be respected, but at the same time, he wants that one should worship Krishna only and not the demigod. Now you will say, अरे demigods का worship छोड़ दिया मैंने, गणपति जी का worship छोड़ दिया मैंने, दूसरे demigods का worship छोड़ दिया मैंने, उनको खाना कैसे मिलेगा? Because we say ना, by performing yagya, the demigods ka hunger is fulfilled, etc. Don't worry about all that, because Krishna will arrange them, their food. We are not to think that उनको कैसे खाना मिलेगा, उनको कैसे खाना मिलेगा, उनका कौन देखेगा, मैं नहीं देखूंगी तो फिर मैं नहीं देखूंगा तो फिर और कौन उनका देखेगा? No, in fact demigods are happier that if you bypass them and go towards Krishna, because demigods are vibhutis of Krishna. Demigods are vibhutis of Krishna, and therefore when you do this, you bypass them, but you respect them, pay obeisance to them, think about Krishna in their heart. By doing this, demigods are happy. अरे जिसके लिए मुझे अपॉइंट किया था पोस्ट के लिए, देखो मुझे अपॉइंट किया था to take all towards Krishna. I'm at least this particular person is going towards Krishna. Let me not disturb him. Let me not do those threefold miseries on him. Let me help him. Let me help him in such a way that he can bypass me and go towards Krishna. If one worships Krishna along with his associates, he is pleased. So worshipping of Krishna is not to be done alone. It is to be done along with his associates. And as Mataji always says, that one should worship Krishna is more happy if you worship his associates rather than worship him directly. Paragraph commentary. According to the demigods' respective qualifications, they are ideal examples for the living entities' act of enjoyment. Of course, we know that ये demigod को worship करेंगे तो ये आएगा, संतोषी माँ को करेंगे तो ये आएगा, उनको ये करेंगे. Everyone, हनुमान जी को करेंगे तो ये आएगा result. Everyone wanders within the heavenly and earthly planets according to the direction of Krishna. They are motion pictures of Krishna's worship. Fantastic line. They are motion pictures of Krishna's worship. That means ये लीला हो रहा है यहाँ पर. जैसे motion picture देखते हैं ना, मूवी जाके थिएटर में देखते थे पहले, अभी तो देखते नहीं है, अभी तो पैर भी नहीं जाते हैं थिएटर्स की तरफ. There are motion pictures of Krishna's worship. If one serves Krishna with his associates, Krishna becomes particularly pleased. We understood this. By becoming envious of heroes like the demigods and scenes that consist of false ego in the mode of goodness, one denies that they are related to the devotion. One denies that they are related to the devotional service of Lord Vishnu. When after giving up the desire for material enjoyment, one begs all living entities, including the demigods, for the service of Krishna, then such natural prayers are devoid of all driving urges for material enjoyment. We just understood this, what I explained just now, that you can bypass the demigods and go to Krishna. फिर वो क्या होएगा? वो जो डेमिगॉड को आप वर्शिप करते थे मटेरियल एंजॉयमेंट के लिए, आप मेरा ये काम कर दीजिए, मैं आपको इतने नारियल चढ़ाऊंगा. That all gets bypassed. When living entities freed from the influence of mundane knowledge follow the example of Lord's associates, here it means that following in the footsteps and their characteristics, they become liberated from material concepts. So we have to do Anu, A and U, following in the footsteps of the Mahajanas and the exalted personalities. Such Mahabhagavatas are fully capable of pleasing Krishna. If after reading this verse, so this is the Shruti Phalana, I think. We'll just finish only this today. If after reading this verse, one who is engaged in sense gratification dares to collect the ingredients for his own sense gratification from living entities like demigod, Krishna is not pleased. So we started with this line, Krishna is not pleased if you offend the demigod, that first line. And now we are coming to this Shruti Phalana, that अगर ये वर्ड्स पढ़ने के बाद में, अगर ये एक्सप्लेनेशन सुनने के बाद में, वन हु इज एंगेज्ड इन सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन एंड स्टिल ही इज एंगेज्ड इन, ये सब सुनने के बाद में भी अगर आप सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन करते हो और डेमीगॉड्स का वर्शिप कंटिन्यू करते हो कि मुझे आप ये दे दो, मैं आपको ये दे दूंगे, बार्टर सिस्टम करते हो डेमीगॉड्स के साथ फॉर हिज ओन सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन फ्रॉम लिविंग एंटिटी लाइक डेमीगॉड, कृष्णा को ये सब पसंद नहीं है, ये सब बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है। वो बोलते हैं रिस्पेक्ट करो डेमीगॉड्स को, मेरे पास आके ओबेसिस करो, उनको रिस्पेक्ट करो, think that I am in their heart. Persons who are not intoxicated by material agents. So first line was given by those, abhi jo padha, it is given by that when the first category people who are interested in the demigods. And now we go and were interested in material SG, sense gratification. Now we are reading in the opposite thing. Persons who are intoxicated by material enjoyment pose as enjoyers to enjoy the demigods and human beings. Since this is averse to the service of Krishna, averse against to the service of Krishna, Krishna becomes greatly unhappy. ये पूरा particular जो दिया हुआ है commentary तीसरा सर से ठाकुर जी ने उन्होंने इसके ऊपर ही बेस किया हुआ है कि how you can please Krishna in relation to the worship of demigods. Persons who are intoxicated by material enjoyment pose as enjoyers to enjoy the demigods and human beings. Since this is averse to the service of Krishna, Krishna becomes unhappy. So now it depends upon all of us devotees that what we are learning the crux of this particular verse. Knowing that demigod worship of this standard is simply cheating or hostile to the demigods, Krishna cannot become pleased. Faith in Shrimad Bhagavatam and freedom from fault finding in petty matters are symptoms of a pure devotee. Faith in Shrimad Bhagavatam means full Shraddha. Now, what is the meaning of full Shraddha? We have got 9.06, okay, 6-7 minutes are there. Full Shraddha is the entry door. अपन जैसे किसी रूम में एंटर करते हैं तो डोर रहता है ना, एंट्री डोर, टेंपल में भी एंटर करते हैं तो एंट्री डोर रहता है. वी आर पेइंग obeisance to the, when we enter the temple, to the presiding deity of the temple, to the pujari, etc. Mataji has taught us. The same way over here, Shraddha. Shraddha, don't think Shraddha as a adjective. Think Shraddha as a personification. Mr. Shraddha, Miss Shraddha, whatever it is, Mr. or Miss Shraddha. A personification. So, Shraddha is the entry door for pure devotion. No, full Shraddha, not even Shraddha, FS. Full Shraddha is the entry door. Full Shraddha is the entry door for pure devotion. Only when you have got full Shraddha in whom? Full Shraddha in the Shastras, full Shraddha in Guru, full Shraddha in the Siksha Guru, full Shraddha in the Diksha Guru. When you have this full Shraddha, then you can say that pure devotion has started. And what is the pure devotion? That we have learned, that those different steps, association of devotees, moving of anarthas, etc., etc. That particular chain starts only when you have full Shraddha. Of course, you may be doing this. Just now we are practicing all these steps of the devotional service along with the various steps of the goal of prema. But that has to be done with full Shraddha. Only when full Shraddha is there in that. Full Shraddha means fully surrendered. Then only we can say we are on the journey of pure devotion. Till then we are yet first category. Those three categories, Madhya Madhikari, Uttam Madhikari, and the neophytes. But we are little bit better than the neophytes, I can say. आगे बढ़ते हैं. In devotional scriptures, there is no, so full Shraddha is very important. Now, जिसके पास full Shraddha है, that person can only enter into the steps of pure devotee. And the various steps of pure devotees are all this what I said. In devotional scripture, there is no prescription for indulgence in blasphemy, that is criticization, even when there is an opportunity. Rather, indulgence when induced by such an opportunity is malicious. One should see the presence of the Supreme Lord in all living entities. One should see the presence of Supreme. When we go to a village, we see persons in the village. They are, worshipping trees, rocks, etc. Now here also the two categorization happen. Are they worshipping the tree as a tree? Are they worshipping the tree as a particular personification? Are they worshipping the stone as a stone? Are they worshipping the stone as a particular personification, or are they worshipping the tree and the stone as Krishna's expansion of the energy? So if that is happening, then again it is devotion towards Krishna. That is what is mentioned over here. One should consider demigods as supreme lord's associates. In the Bhakti Sandarbha, it is stated that the different demigods like Ganesha and Durga that are mentioned in reference to worship of the Lord's abode and associates are eternal associates of the Lord in Vaikuntha, like Vishwakshena and others. So these are now these. There are two types of demigods. One are the demigods in the material world, and one is the Adhistan demigod. That means the root demigods which are there in the spiritual world. The demigods' names in the material world, like Durga, Ganesha, etc., are derived from these root demigods which are in the spirit. So there is a Ganesha in the spiritual world also, and uska expansion is Ganesha in the material world. That is what this line says. Next, last paragraph. Therefore, they are not like the Ganesha and Durga of the material. It's written, see here only what I said came out now only. I have not read this before. Demigods like Ganesha and Durga, born of the material energy, are different from them. That is what I just said. Bhagavatam 2.9.10 says, "Na yatra maya kim tapare." The illusory external energy has no jurisdiction in Vaikuntha. That we know. How can illusion energy have effect in the Vaikuntha? Illusion and energy are the three modes of material nature. How can there be three modes of material nature? Because when you go to Vaikuntha, you are beyond the three modes of material nature. So the question of illusion or bewilderment of the effect of the Maya cannot be there in the Vaikuntha. It is logically, this particular logic which I have said is actually spiritual logic and not the material mundane logic. मैंने बताया ना स्टार्टिंग में, there are two types of logic, spiritual logic and material logic. This is an example of the spiritual logic. कि वो कैसे उधर माया हो सकती है वैकुंठ में? माया तो three modes of material nature है. Three modes of material nature only in the universe. And when you go beyond the universe, you are transcending the three modes of material nature. So there cannot be maya in Vaikuntha. आगे बढ़ते हैं. That is why those forms of Ganesha and others are manifest from the spiritual energy of the Lord that we just discussed. The mundane Durga is a portion and under the control of Yog Maya. That we know that there are two types of energies of Krishna, Yog Maya and Mahamaya. And Mahamaya is you can say one way the younger sister of Yog Maya. The spiritual energy Yog Maya has engaged Durga of the material world Maya as her maid servant. But they are both energies of Krishna, Maya and the Yog Maya, and entrusted her with the service of protecting the mantras. This Durga hides the mantras from anyone who, after receiving initiation in Krishna mantra, does not chant that mantra, does not worship the predominant deity of that mantra, or does not respect that mantra, not as the predominant deity of service. If one discusses these statements of Srimad Jiva Goswami Prabhu and verses 28 and verses 29 from Srimad Bhagavatam 11th chapter 27, Nandam Sunandam Garudam Nandam Sanandam Garudam Prachandam Chandam Evacha Mahabalan Mahabalam Chaiva Kudam Midekshanam Durgam Vinayakam Vyasam Vivekshinam Gurum Shuran Swe Sthane Twa Abhimukhan Puya Jet Prokshanadibihi. One should worship. So what is the purport of this particular lines? One should worship the Lord's associates Nanda, Sunanda, Garuda, Prachanda, Chanda, Mahabala, Bala, Kumuda, Kumudekshana with offerings such as Prokshana. One should worship Durga, Vinayaka, Vyasa, Vishwasena, the spiritual masters, and the various demigods. All these personalities should be in their proper places, facing the deity of the Lord. Then no doubts will remain in this regard. No doubts will remain in this regard means अगर हम ऐसा करते हैं, the procedure has been given by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur over here. कि अगर हम ऐसा करते हैं, फिर हमारा जो mind है will be free from illogical things, will be free from mundane things. Hare Krishna, thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpadabhasya kripasindevo patitana pavnevo vaishnavebhyo namo. Any questions? 1 minute only is there. Okay. Hare Krishna, thank you, ji.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम, बहुत अच्छा आपने क्लास लिया प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्णा.